This is Mr. T, and this message is for my students and their parents, and in particular my junior students and parents. Your junior year is very important in order of getting you prepared to head off to college in a couple years. As part of that preparatory work, you will be required to pass a state-mandated proficiency test in order to graduate in New Jersey. That will be called the HSPA test, and you'll be taking that next March during your junior year. And also, most universities that you're applying to will require that you take the SAT test to gain admission to their university, as well as helping you to qualify for some scholarships. The better you score on the SAT, the more options you will have in terms of the universities that you might be admitted to. Now, Middletown Township Schools have acquired a license for an online tool that I think has some fantastic resources for preparing students for both of these tests. And it can be used on your own time for by yourself at home, and I will also be utilizing this tool in classroom for both our course content as well as preparing you for these tests. So the purpose of this video is to familiarize you with this tool, and it's called Study Island. So to access Study Island in a browser, you go to highschoolhs.studyisland.com. You'll get a login screen. Now, all students in the district have a login. The login is typically your first name dot last name at MTPS. I'm going to use one of my students here, so Frank, thank you for letting me use your login, even though I didn't ask you about that. And they have a default password initially, which your teacher can provide you, or I'll provide you, and then after the first time you log in, you will have changed your password. If you forget your password, I can look those up for you so that you can regain access. Now, when we use this in class, we go over to My Classes and find assignments that might be currently assigned to the class. Right now, there's not one assigned to this class. But you can also explore these menus at the top. And the ones I want to talk about today under college readiness are the SAT test, and under math we'll be talking about the HSPA test. You can see, in addition to SAT resources, we've got prep for the other standardized college admission tests, the ACT. There are tests for your senior year, materials for your senior year if you take AP courses for preparing for AP exams, etc. If we click on SAT, there are three kinds of resources. There are a set of topics on math that guide you through every topic on the SAT, and same for verbal, as well as there are practice tests, SAT practice tests that you can take and are scored and scaled just like a real SAT exam. Let's click on and look at SAT math. So these are all the topics of math that are included or covered on an SAT test. For each part, there's a little video lesson that you can click on. I'm not going to show that here, but a little pop-up window with a video will come up and talk about these topics. You might want to watch that before you go through the practice problems if you're not sure about all these topics. You can then start selecting topics. You could just march down through all the topics, or you could pick ones that you know that you possibly have difficulty with. A lot of students have difficulty with these number problems like number theory and divisibility, and I know a tricky one is this one called fake functions that a lot of students have issues with on the SAT test. But as much time as you have lots of problems you can go through here. You click on a topic, and I recommend you just use the practice mode, and depending on how much time you have for a session, you can pick a number of problems. By default it's 10. I'm just going to pick 2 here because I don't want to take too long in the video, and I'm just going to guess at the answers at this point because I don't want to take time on the video to work out these answers. Hopefully you won't just guess, you're not going to learn anything. So on a piece of scrap paper we would work out this problem, and you would click on your answer. Let's say it was B. Now I got that wrong, I just guessed. And we could go back and rework it. If you're not sure how to do it, just keep guessing until you get the answer correct. And then click on this explanation, and it will give you an explanation about how you could have approached that problem. Sometimes those explanations might be very understandable for you, maybe not. For the ones where even after reading the explanation you don't understand what it's asking, you might want to record those topics in your notebook, and you're welcome to come and see me for some extra help, and we can talk about how to approach these problems. You would then go to the next question, and again, I'm just going to pick one. I happen to pick it right this time. We could click again the explanation and so forth, and we would keep going. I only set up 2, so it says we are finished with this. It prompts you if you want to go back through your missed questions, or you can end for the period. It gives you a grade, a percentage grade for that particular session. And when you go back to the main menu, you'll have cumulative grades for as long as you've taken that. Under math, if you want to prepare for the HSPA, the topic you want to use here is under New Jersey high school math standards. And again, these are the topics. There are little lessons that you can review for each topic, and you can go through these. There's a lot of overlap between the SAT and the HSPA, so you can kind of pick and choose where you want to focus your time. Again, keep track of problems that you have difficulty with. In terms of the HSPA, from your guidance counselor, you got last year you took a practice HSPA, and you should have, or you can get from your guidance counselor or from me, the score that you took in each of these sections. And you could decide which section you scored worst on, the poorest on last year, and focus on that. Many of you will have scored the weakest on probability data analysis, and you might want to start focusing there. We will be spending time in class between now and March on that topic. So I hope you take advantage of this resource. It's a great resource, and hopefully this little introduction will help you navigate the website so that you can use it effectively. And I look forward to working with all of you this year and improving your scores.